الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما يا رب العالمين. So we have a question, it's a good question, that is as follows. It's asking about whether a person can give a sadaqah first or pay the debt first. الدين أو الصدقة أيهما أولى? Which one comes first, and can I actually give sadaqah while I still have dain to pay off? It's a good question. And then the person gives an example of, like, let's say I have an extra $100 from my salary. Can I give that as a sadaqah, or do I have to every time pay it back as a debt, to pay back my debt? So the short answer, or the rule of thumb, is that the dain is wajib to pay off. It's mandatory to pay off your debt, and it's nafila to give sadaqah, right? So it's basically the fard comes before the nafila. So yes, the rule of thumb, you always have to pay back. If you have extra money, it's more worthy of paying it back to whoever you owe. Does that mean that you never give a sadaqah? That's not, no. You can make some exceptions if you felt that you might have some extra money, or you want to split it just once every, once a while, as this is what some scholars say. Occasionally, you can maybe take a little bit and give for sadaqah, but you will not be asked about sadaqah, but you will be asked about the dain, whether you paid it off or not. So that's the short answer for that. Always give priority to pay back your dain, your debt, inshallah. Is there any other online questions, Brother Zad?
There's one more that just came in. Story of Sulaim and Abu Talha is a true story?
Abu Talha al-Ansari and Sulaim.
That's what it says.
I have to refer to the story. I need to remember. So if they can remind us of the story, or give me just a line of it, and then I can maybe pick up from there. There's more than one Abu Talha. So anyways, we can take questions from here, inshallah. Inshallah, anyone with any questions, I can take it and we can answer, inshallah, to our best. Yes?
There's also one question regarding that issue you just mentioned.
The sadaqah?
بالنسبة للصدقة إنه فرض الحج الواحد يحج وهو عليه دين ممكن يكون مثلا
نعم
بيته مش مدفوع أو سيارته مش مدفوعة وبيعمل عليها
نعم.
دفعات. اللي سمعته من المشايخ إنه ما دامك بتعمل payments يعني دفعات على هذا الشيء
نعم
تقدر تحج.
Yes.
تفضل.
Yeah, great question. It's expanding on the first issue a little bit. Like someone can, because Hajj is fard, right? So can someone perform their Hajj while they're paying off their debt? The answer is yes. Usually when it's a house loan or a car loan, you have set payments for that, and you use other money to go for Hajj. Usually that's the case of most people in America. But then it's a problem if you're faulty in one payment. If you do not make one payment, it's going to put you in trouble. Then no, you need to. If you had to choose between one or the other, it's always the dain, the debt. But if you have extra money, you have a system in paying off, or you have an installment or a payment. Anything beyond that, you can use for sadaqah, you can use for Hajj, you can use for. But so long you're paying off your debt, it doesn't mean that if I owe $10,000 and I happen to find $10,000, right? It is a great thing to pay off your debt completely, but you're probably going to leverage that money in something else, right? So you pay off maybe $3,000, $4,000, and then you use the rest maybe for Hajj or Umrah or whatever it could be, or Sadaqah. Yes. So it depends on how much leisure the person has, how much leverage and room they have with their money. Good question, mashallah.
We have another.
Okay, go ahead. Bismillah.
What's the wisdom of the Quran mentioning Musa alayhi salam 136 times Isa alayhi salam between 25 and 34 times,
Mm.
and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam 4 to 5 times.
MashaAllah. So keep in mind when you ask about the wisdom about proportions in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most knowledgeable when it comes to that. Allah knows the ultimate wisdom of everything. But as a young student of knowledge, you can always do research to maybe find some of these wisdoms that could be part of the ultimate wisdom. The story of Musa alayhi salam has or is relevant to all times. The story of Musa alayhi salam in its entirety and in its details is relevant to every single time that humans go through. So it is the repeated human experience in everything that's in it. The model of Fir'aun, of a tyrant, oppressing and suppressing people. Musa alayhi salam's fears, standing up for the truth, along with Harun alayhi salam. So there's so many lessons to take from Musa alayhi salam. And then also Musa alayhi salam is an Israelite prophet that came at a time where many Bani Israel prophets were also sent, but he came as one of the major prophets to teach the world so many lessons that are used until today. And his story is pretty much consistent. There are some variances in the Torah and in the Injil and in the Quran. Right? So Isa alayhi salam, you will find it in the Injil and the Quran only. But Musa alayhi salam is just, there's more history that is connected with Musa alayhi salam, and there's much more references to bring forth to the world. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. Yeah, that's the best thing that I could answer about that. And we can talk all night about the lessons we can take from Musa alayhi salam's story. Yeah, it's exactly what's happening today at almost any time. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions, inshallah? Khalas? How many hours are we going to fast this Ramadan? Maybe. Iftar maybe somewhere between 4 and 5 p.m. We have easy Ramadan coming up, inshallah. By the time you're done with work, it's almost time for iftar. It doesn't get any better, right? Alhamdulillah. It's going to be easy reward, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala.
I actually have a question.
Yes.
Does donating blood, like getting blood withdrawn, does that break the wudu?
Does that break wudu or fasting?
Wudu.
Okay, because we were talking about Ramadan.
Yeah.
Too much blood coming out of your system does break your wudu. كثرة النزيف دائما. This is something that's agreed upon by the majority of scholars. If you bleed so much, it does break your wudu. But if it's a little tiny dots of blood or something insignificant, it does not break your wudu. Yeah. Yes?
Does it break your fasting?
No, it doesn't. What breaks your fasting is if you put nutrition into your bloodstream, right? So if you take nutrient liquid that goes through an IV, basically, that does break your fasting. Or anything that is consumed orally, like if you take pills, or because you're going to drink water with that, or even if you don't, anything that's consumed orally is not.
If it's just saline, no, that's still hydrated. You're still taking
Saline, yeah, any hydration, yeah. You cannot hydrate yourself through your veins. If you get to that level, you're sick, anyways. So you have the permission to break your fast. Yeah.
And then you still have to make it.
Yes. These are not fatawa, by the way. These are just questions, answers, whatever we're going through right now. Yeah. Jazakumullah khair. I think that's it. Unless someone has an urgent question, we can take it. Barakallahu feekum.